Tonight's show is action-packed. Breaking news in the National Football League. Tom Brady is not retiring just yet. On Sunday, Brady announced on social media that he will return to his 23rd NFL season. Once again, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Pittsburgh Steelers have acquired former Chicago Bears quarterback Mitchell Trubisky. The Dallas Cowboys are trading away their star wide receiver, Amari Cooper, to the Cleveland Browns. In baseball, after weeks of deadlines, talks breaking down, finally, baseball seems to be getting underway. On April the 7th, last week, the MLB Players and Players Union have reached a tentative agreement ending the lockout. We also recap the action in the NBA. And, ladies and gentlemen, the most insane tournament is about to begin. That's right, March Madness. Brackets will be busted. Game-winning buzzer beaters will occur. For the next several weeks, our Nation Sports Show has you covered on the madness in the men's college basketball tournament. It is that time once again, sports fans. It's showtime.
From the gridiron to the court, talking all that is sport. Members of the Busted Up Nation bring to you our Nation Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Ezra Vickery, Joey Thornton, Kevin Rorie, Randy Giron, and Stephen Wyand.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live. It is once again another beautiful Tuesday evening. It is, of course, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. It is our Nation Sports Show. And we are live once again with you all. We thank you guys for joining us. Get ready to talk some sports with y'all. It's been a busy, crazy week. We've had returns from players out of a quick retirement. We've had, of course, March Madness, as it says in the intro, and many other things to talk about in the world of sports. We're going to get into it in just a second, but we got to go through the ways you can follow us. Of course, Twitter at Owen_sports show, youtube.com, search our Nation Sports Show. And of course, you can follow us also on Facebook at our Nation Sports Show as well. Like, subscribe to all of our social medias, including our YouTube, where we are live right now. Hit us up, please. We're at 91. We're at 91 subscribers, guys. Get us to that 100 subscriber mark. Get that custom URL for us, because it makes it easier for us to share content with you and for you guys to find us when you want to interact. And please interact in the chat as well. We'd love to hear from you guys. We'd love to hear your takes on some of the topics we're talking about, because that interaction is what makes this show great. Well, besides me, of course, but I digress. No, I'm kidding. Let's get right into the introductions real quick. Of course, we got our full crew back tonight, which is awesome. Let's get into it. Let's bring in, of course, our first guy here is the Oakland Raiders #1 expert and fan, and the only Raiders fan to actually come out as a Raiders fan. It's our buddy here. It's our good buddy, Randy Giron. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Yeah, I'm the only one that'll admit it, I guess. I don't know. I regret putting that sticker on my car, too. Now everybody knows. But yeah, it's all good, man. It's good to be here tonight with you guys. Should be a good show, a lot to talk about.
Absolutely.
I want to say R.I.P. to the bad guy.
Absolutely.
He was the
Absolutely.
man.
Actually, we're going to start off the show with that in just a second. We're going to go and talk
I'll
about
let you do it, but yes, sir. And lots to talk about in that stinking ass QB12, man. Ugh. I can't take it. Back to you.
Oh, it's good. Oh, no problem. All right, let's bring in our next guy here. It's our buddy. It's our good buddy here, JT. Not Justin Timberlake, but it is Joe Thornton. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday. I hate that I missed last week due to me being under the weather, but let me tell you one thing. I took that sickness and kicked it right where the sun don't shine, and I'm happy to be back this week. So let's go.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, it's good to have you back, Joey. Man, we're glad to have his full crew here. We got a lot to talk about. All right, let's bring in our next guy. Of course, he is the pretty much the football and basketball expert on this damn program. He is the only one, the only Kevin Rorie. What's going on, man?
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's got a good Tuesday. And with all the news breaking across all of sports, it's been a wild week, that's for sure. I know my phone hasn't stopped buzzing, and it actually has more rings than LeBron James over the last week.
Yeah.
Bravo, sir. Bravo. Very much so. And then, of course, let's get to it right here. The matriarch of this fucking show. Without him, the show wouldn't be possible, as I always say. My heavy metal brother from another mother from North Kakalaki. The one, the only, Stephen Wyand. Stephen, what's up, my man?
Hey yo, what's going on, everybody? Man, it's gonna be a great show tonight. We got a busy show tonight. Tom Brady's back. I wish he wasn't. The tournament in basketball was fixing to start today. It's actually getting underway here in the next few minutes. And NBA and all the free agent signings and trades. And let's go.
Absolutely. There's only one way that we could start this show off with the unfortunate news that broke yesterday, and that is this. Hey, and that is that, of course, the unfortunate news in the world of professional wrestling. We try not to talk about wrestling too much on the show, but we would be remiss if we didn't talk about this, and that is that we lost one of the greatest of all time. More former WWE Intercontinental Champion, one of the greatest professional wrestlers around, the one, the only Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. Died at the age of 63 after suffering 3 heart attacks due to a hip procedure that unfortunately went wrong. Was on life support for a short time and was taken off yesterday. Plenty of tributes came in from everybody from Monday Night Raw to AEW to New Japan Pro Wrestling. We're expecting, of course, tributes tomorrow on AEW Dynamite as well as Rampage and SmackDown on Friday. He was one of the best, man. What can we say? An absolute legend. 2-time WWE Hall of Famer. One of the founding members of the NWO. One of the guys who changed the way wrestlers were paid in this industry. If it wasn't for them, probably wrestlers wouldn't get paid the amounts they're getting paid now. Guys like Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Roman Reigns, those guys are getting paid more now. Why? Because of what not only Scott Hall but Kevin Nash and Hogan did when they got those big paychecks from Ted Turner, and he was a catalyst for that, and he was just an awesome person. I got to meet him numerous times, and he was great, funny, quick-witted. Just an absolute great guy to be around, and he will be missed. Anybody got, if you guys like to share any memories of the late, great Scott Hall, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not to mention, not only was he in NWO with Kevin Nash and Hollywood Hulk Hogan, but before Hollywood Hogan even came into the NWO, you got to think about that great tag team that he had with Kevin Nash when they were known as the Outsiders. Ooh. Oh man, you put Scott Hall and Kevin Nash in the same ring, you're asking for trouble. And not to mention the greatest match that I probably saw Scott Hall ever compete in when he was known as Razor Ramon was that famous Intercontinental title ladder match that he had with his former friend Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 9. My lord, what a match that was. But yeah, Scott Hall, I mean, a one of a kind legend. He's going to be missed for so many years to come. I know Kevin Nash is probably wondering what in the world he's going to do with himself now that he doesn't have his ride or die, his partner in crime, his brother right there beside him. So, Scott Hall, you will be missed, my brother. My condolences to you and your family.
Absolutely. I mean, Kevin Nash's Instagram post was just, you just feel for the guy. I mean, that's been his brother, in the business for a long time. I mean, going up and down the road, traveling together, flying, riding in cars together, wrestling together, and, just living life with them, and unfortunately I never got to meet Scott in person, but I did get to meet Big Kev last year in Baltimore. And, I feel for the guy, man. I mean, Kev, him and Scott, had a lot of great matches together in WCW and especially their run also in the WWF. And I mean, the great matches that Scott had. I mean, the matches with Sting, the matches with, the Steiners and DDP and all those guys. Obviously the two ladder matches with the Shawn Michaels at Mania 10 and SummerSlam 95. Scott and Shawn were the ones that saved SummerSlam 95 from being an abysmal pay-per-view because of the ladder match for a second time, and just a great guy. I think the one thing about Scott that I think we can all be proud of for him is the fact that Diamond Dallas Page was the reason why he got to live the rest of his life in a better place because of being clean and sober, defeating his demons and being sober for the rest of his life. I mean, God bless DDP because he saved that man's life along with Jake the Snake Roberts' life. I mean, just when you thought that the demons were going to beat Scott Hall, he kicked out at 2 and he lived the rest of his life the way he should have lived it. And that's just being cool. And he made being the bad guy very cool because he was the one bad guy that wrestling fans truly loved because of his charisma, the way he came down to the ring, the walk, the toothpick, and all that stuff. I mean, just the guy, it's crazy that he was not even WWF champion, and his match with Britt at the Rumble 93 was amazing. And even in the loss, Scott was protected in that match. I mean, just, man, what a hell of a guy. Just great career, great matches. He's going to be missed. And our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and his friends in the wrestling business.
Yeah, I saw a good quote today. It was from Diamond Dallas Page, and it said, the bad guy to the end. He said, "Yo, Death, what's your finisher? I can't wait to kick out." So I thought that was pretty good one for him. Saying that to the end, always the bad guy. Like they said, he will be missed. He was one of the first characters, and I had been watching wrestling for a long time until when he came around. He was one of the first guys that you really thought like he was really Razor Ramon, and I knew he was Scott Hall, but he was so good at that character, and he took it and ran with it. And it's a shame, like you said, that he wasn't world champ. But I think he was okay with that, which is crazy because you just hear about him putting people over and doing all that stuff because he wanted everyone to have a good to have a good run, and like you said, and then you said, like Ezra said, to get paid. He wanted to see everybody do good and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, and and Bully said it on Busted Open this morning, that he didn't even need the world title. I'm like, you know what? That's a good point because his charisma, his matches, the way he carried himself in the business spoke for itself more than a championship. I mean, He made wrestling even better with his attitude.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anybody else want to say anything before we move on?
Yeah, man. My heart goes out to his family and like his closest friends in the business and like Kevin Nash. Just to like read that Instagram post, it hurt me. I mean, to the outside who don't know them really close, you might think, oh, he just lost his friend. But I guarantee to Kevin Nash, he felt like he lost his blood brother. And my heart goes out to him as well as both of their families and all of his friends. It's saddening.
Definitely.
It very much is. And like you said, all of us here at Our Nation Sports Show, we send our prayers, we send our condolences to the family, friends, and the other fellow fans of the legendary Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. May he rest in peace. Godspeed. All right, let's transition over, guys, now to sports. Let's go do it. We got a lot to talk about. Let's hit the NFL. Ready for this? All right, let's start off with the quickest retirement in NFL history. And that is that the legend TB12 is back on the field. Tom Brady announced the other day that he will come out of retirement and play one more season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's big news for everybody. It's a shocking news because everybody thought for sure that Tom Brady was done with the game of football, but apparently not so much. It's only 40 days. It only was a little over 40 days, which the MLB lockout lasted longer than Tom Brady's retirement did, which is insane. That's a stat I read yesterday. Is that the MLB lockout lasted almost twice as long as Tom Brady's retirement.
Actually, it did last twice as long.
Oh my God! I wish Giselle said that. Oh, okay, but we're gonna get but I want to get you guys' thoughts on the return of TB12. But first, before we get into it, I forgot to say this. We got to send out a special happy 70th birthday to the one and only William Giron, Randy's father. Definitely happy birthday, my man. Thank you for joining us these past couple of weeks. We hope you had a great birthday and many more to come.
Yes.
By the way, Randy told me to say 700, but I wasn't going to be an asshole. So there you go. I got somebody to yell at.
Oh, for once he respects his elders. Okay.
Just
He's an elder. He's an elder, all right.
Yeah,
He's
just that ancient artifacts. Sorry, Mongrovian Mike. Anyways, moving forward, let's get to the TB12 discussion. You know what, Steven? Let's start that off, brother.
Man, when that came across my messenger from Joey, and he said, well, guys, it looks like we're having to deal with Brady for another year. And I wrote, are you serious? Is he returning? And he goes, yes. And then I went to Twitter, and sure enough, there was TB12 Tom Brady talking about, I thought about it for 2 months. I need to come back because I'm tired of dealing with those damn kids. I love my wife. I love my kids. Fuck them. I need to come back and play some football to get my sanity back. And my God, his retirement announcement, for a guy whose public persona, for the most part, except for deflating the balls, was handled a lot better. His public image, he handled himself better in a lot of ways, but this retirement, for what it was sloppy as hell. It was not executed great at all. And if he wanted to come back and play next year, that's fine. But be completely honest with yourself. He made Brett Favre's retirement look like a walk in the park. Because Favre did retire. Keyword did for 4 or 5 months. And then he said, you know what, I'm coming back. But Brady has no reason to come back. What does he have left to prove? 7 Super Bowls, 3 regular season MVPs, 5 Super Bowl MVPs. All these championship games he went to in his career. He has nothing left to prove. And do I respect him? Yes, you respect the greats. But geez Louise, man. I mean, come on. It's wild. The fact that his retirement has lasted shorter than the Lakers' losing streak seemed like it did. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, just terrible way to handle a retirement. I mean,
my thoughts exactly.
Hold on 1 second, Joe. And that is it. All I gotta say is, when the rest of the NFC read that Tom Brady was coming back,
Damn.
Aaron Rodgers was probably thinking,
"You done messed up, Aaron."
Joe, continue.
Yeah, I mean, Steven, my thoughts exactly. I mean, you look at all the accolades that Tom Brady has achieved, all the memorable moments he's achieved in his career. What has this old fart have left to prove? And I'll tell you simply, nothing. But I think we can blame more than just him wanting to get away from the kids or him wanting to come back. Actually, I have it down to 3 options. Number 1, from him wanting to get away from his kids. Number 2, him getting the text from LeBron. Thank you, LeBron. That said, we are the best in the game. We need to finish out on top like we do. We need to finish out on top like we know we can do.
Or in LeBron's case, I need somebody to take the heat off of me for 5 minutes.
Exactly. And option number 3, I bet Tom Brady was driving around Tampa, Florida, looking at these gas prices, and he was like, "Well, damn, maybe I need to go back to playing some football."
Yeah, you know what? I think it's a combination of all 3. I mean, we're gonna blame LeBron because LeBron messes up every damn thing. I mean, come on. I mean, he is really screwed up Russell Westbrook. He has taken the last couple of years of Carmelo Anthony's basketball career and flushed it down the toilet. I mean, Carmelo actually had a pretty good year, and LeBron screwed it up.
He's taken the intensity level out of Anthony Davis and turned him into a
baby
talking bitch.
Yep.
Well,
But I got my own theory.
Oh, go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead.
I said I got my own theory about Brady, and I know we all have different opinions, especially Randy with his trash talk to Brady. And I gotta respect him. Don't get me wrong. But Tom Brady kind of wanted to be that spoiled brat that wanted to sit out or cry until he got his way, because there was so many rumors and reports surfacing about Brady didn't want to really retire. He just got tired of the Bucs. He don't want to play there no more. He wants to go to San Francisco he wants to go to LA. He wants to go out west where he was from. There was so many reports about that. And I think what he wanted to do, or what he thought he was going to do, was sit out, make the Bucs mad, come back like Marshawn Lynch did, and get to choose where he plays and come out and try to play for San Francisco or somewhere out west. And when Bruce Arians said, "No, I'm not giving your contract up," coincidentally, a week and a half later, Brady's coming out of retirement to play with the Bucs. Like, he must have realized, damn it, I can't get my way. That's one. My second opinion is actually from a player's perspective, as a former player's perspective. You play, say, high school football, for example, or high school basketball. You play your last game as a senior, you miss it more than anything. So I can understand, as a player of the game, someone who loves the game, Brady's perspective. He's played over 20 years. He loves the game. So, I mean, he's kind of like a Brett Favre's way. Yeah. He just can't leave it alone. He loves the game more than he loves his own life, pretty much. And I can't bash somebody for that, because his passion for the game is unmatched. It's unreal for someone who's done it for 20 plus years and played at a high level. I mean, this last season, he could have easily, and I thought, to be honest, no matter everybody's opinion, I thought he should have won MVP over Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry.
You know what? And I agree with you, Kevin.
I agree with that too.
It's ridiculous. I think Brady's he's proven he can still play at a high level. And no matter what Bruce Arians done to him, pissed him off, this and that, they're trying to regroup and get back together. Plus, and then the fact that Brady seems like the little baby who peeked around the corner and seen, oh shit, Russell Wilson left the NFC. Aaron Rodgers might not have Davante Adams play. Oh boy, this might be my conference now. So Brady's like, fuck it, come on back anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck them kids.
Well, I mean, Kevin, you make a really great point there because, I mean, oh man. I mean, you make a really great point there because, Russell Wilson leaving the NFC to go into the AFC. Aaron Rodgers might not have Davante Adams play this season because, and I know we're probably going to get to this later. Davante Adams making big news earlier this week or a few days ago, and he said that he didn't want to play under the franchise tag. And honestly, I believe the guy because think about it. You've been the number one receiver for a team for so many years, but yet, and you've proven yourself week in, week out, game in, game out, month in, month out, year in, year out, proven that you are the number one receiver for a team, but yet the team doesn't want to pay you. They want to put you under the franchise tag. I mean,
you know what? I can't even blame Davante Adams for that at this point.
I can't either.
I mean, this guy.
I can't either.
No, look at. I know we're gonna get into it, but look at some of the deals. Some of these receivers are fucking making like Christian Kirk's mediocre ass is getting almost $100 million, and you're telling me Davante Adams is only gonna play for like a $20 million tag? Get the fuck out of here. If you're going to pay receivers that much, you might as well give Davante Adams a mansion, the Playboy mansion, a spaceship, and $100 million on top of that. If you're paying out money like that, then your own damn quarterback is going to go out there. You choke year in, year out, suck in the playoffs, but you go and get paid $50 million a year, breaking the quarterback money like power. What? So, I'd be pissed if I was Davante Adams too. But, in all seriousness, Brady sees that, and he sees an opportunity. Oh, Sean Payton retired the NFC South as long as bearing any Deshaun Watson deals like we might talk about later. But bearing that's the Bucs division, and it ain't even preseason. The Bucs done clinched the NFC South again.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it too, I mean, Davante Adams, I mean, he has had great seasons with the Green Bay Packers the last 4 or 5 years. In his mind, and I agree with him, you know what? I don't deserve the franchise tag. If you think I'm that great, then pay me, and I do agree with his mentality. And so, I mean, but as far as Brady goes, I mean, like you said, Kevin, I mean, that's an excellent perspective from a player standpoint. His passion for the game, he loves the game of football. That was his dream when he was watching Joe Montana in the Sands in San Francisco. He was like, I want to do that. And look what he did. He's played over 20 years. He's returning for his 23rd year. And, we can also compare this to the world of wrestling with The Undertaker. Undertaker has been with the WWE for 32 years and just Hall of Fame career. And Taker always kept coming back into the ring, and he kept wrestling because he loves the business. But in Taker's mind, he was like, I didn't want to be the guy that gets washed up and become a parody of myself. And that's the one thing about Brady coming back, however long he stays coming back and the rest of his career, the one thing that I'm concerned about him, will he become a parody of himself? And that's the one thing that scares me with him.
Oh, well, here, I'm going to get this off my chest. The only thing that sucks about him coming back is this is going to prolong his induction into the Cheaters Hall of Fame. That's all I'm mad about. It's going to take longer for him to get in there. That's all. It's just like the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but this is for cheaters. That's where he should be. and he needs to go away. And God forbid, I'm going to agree with the fact that your guys are right. Everybody's leaving. He'd be dumb not to come back. But I wish he'd just stay the hell home. I'm tired of seeing his ass. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, the hatred is faux real.
Oh my God. Is there
Here's-
steam coming off my head? It might be.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
For me personally,
Good
on
day,
this,
my dude.
Look,
personally,
Satan.
for me, this whole
Mhm.
thing. Look, I agree. This whole thing is just 40 days, and I understand he loves this game. He does. He truly does. He has a love for this game. He wouldn't be coming back if it wasn't. Tom still could go out there and still be Tom Brady. It's not like he sat at home for 6 months to a year. It's only for 40-something days. The man can still go out there and do it. So I'm not expecting nothing more than the usual Tom Brady-esque stuff. Look, it's he loves the game. He wants to come back. That's cool. But as we said, we all thought he was done. We all thought, I'm pretty sure the NFC thought he was done, because you got to think, with the NFC, that leaves the door open for, even a returning Aaron Rodgers to be back on top again. Not this time. Tom Brady's back, and he's going to take that division by storm again. Now, the question I have is, with Tom Brady being back, where does the status of, because remember, they have tons of players that are still like with contract not issues, but contract status is still unknown, as far as how much money they're going to be making in certain places, et cetera, et cetera. With Tom Brady being back, how much does that affect the cap space, and how much does that affect players getting good deals now that they have to pay highly once again for Tom Brady?
Well, I mean, Ezra, to your point, that would affect it, but looking at some of the deals, especially from the Bucs perspective, they've got a good chunk of their team already signed, like key cornerback Carlton Davis returning on a cheaper deal, restructured contract, try to make some more cap space. The only ones I know that have not re-signed and are questionable is like Leonard Fournette, guys like that. They're gonna have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin at some point. They went out and signed Russell Gage, that good slot receiver from Atlanta. So they got their 3 receivers in place. Gronk, I think they just said earlier today that Gronk most likely will be back on the Bucs, even though he was talking to Cincinnati maybe signing. But seeing as Brady's back, his boy's going to come back. They lost the key lineman. Okay, yeah, you can find one in the draft, do what you got to do. But they got a bunch of key pieces back, which is what they need to do to compete. Because even without a lot of key pieces, they're still the best in the NFC South, because the other 3 teams without Deshaun Watson right now are complete horse shit. They're bottom feeders. The Bucs can go out and by week 5 clinch the damn division, basically. So, I mean, it's just the other conference foes they're going to have to try to compete with, like the Los Angeles Rams, the San Francisco 49ers, the Green Bay Packers with Devontae Adams, the Arizona Cardinals. Teams like those 4 teams are who Tampa's trying to stay on top with.
Yeah, definitely. I can see. Definitely, it seems like the Bucs have got that situation straightened out for what you said. And as long as they have their key players set in stone and ready to go, it's going to be another division that's going to belong to Tampa Bay. And that's not discrediting any other team on the NFC, but when you talk about the best teams in the NFC, you Tampa Bay, when you have Tom Brady at the helm, and especially if Gronk comes back, then you've got Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin, you got those players all set and locked down. Look out. Let's go ahead and move. What's up, Joe?
I was gonna say, not to mention real quick, the Buccaneers actually picked up, or actually they're going to pick up a decent number 3 wideout, because they got Russell Gage from the Falcons, so he's going to be their number 3 target. So expect him to get some good targets this year. Absolutely.
That was one of the deals that I was actually going to talk about a little bit, but why don't we talk about it now, since we're talking about the Bucs? Let's talk about it. Russell Gage signing with the The Bucks. How many Joe? I don't have the specifics in front of me as I have a bunch of screenshots of different things. I gotta find it. Do you know the specifics on his deal by any chance?
Yeah, give me just a second. Let's see. ESPN just ran a big story about it. I'm pulling it up right now. Give me just a second.
All right. While we talk about that, with that being said, I think that's going to really help the Patriots even be more of a deadly force, especially when you have that number 3 target. It also helps when, in case, let's say, God forbid, Chris Godwin or Mike Williams do get hurt. If he's that durable that reliable of a number 3 target, then he can step up and play that position if that player goes down with an injury or is sick or whatever. Joe, what were the specifics on the deal?
3 years, $30 million with $20 million guaranteed.
That sounds pretty fair. I mean, that sounds pretty fair for a number 3 target. I mean, Kevin, I can tell by his face that he's not exactly going with that. Kevin, your floor.
He's gonna have a chance to prove it, because if you can remember, because of Chris Godwin tearing his ACL so late in the season, Chris Godwin's probably going to be out the first 8 to 10 weeks of next season. So Russell Gage is going to be that wide receiver 2 for Tampa Bay, and Tom Brady in that bunch, at least for the first half of the season. So we're going to see what he's got one-on-one with other corners, elite corners that's in that division. We're going to see what he's got. And I mean, I like this play. I like this play in Atlanta. I just think because having a sorry-ass quarterback like Matt Ryan really bogged him down. But now you got Tom Brady, who led the league in passing yards, throwing you the ball. He should, and I think he might have a breakout season, especially seeing as all the attention Mike Evans is going to draw, because other teams are going to look at it like, oh, we don't trust Russell Gage. We're going to go double Mike Evans and make you beat us with Russell Gage. So I think he can have a breakout year.
All right. Yep, definitely. Good luck to.
I think he can too, because I mean, he was good with Matt Ryan in Atlanta, and I think that him being in Tampa Bay, I think he's going to have a very productive year with Brady and the Bucks.
Absolutely. And speaking of Matt Ryan, we'll get to him actually right now. Speaking of Matt Ryan and the Falcons, the Falcons have actually emerged as a sleeper team looking to acquire the services of one Deshaun Watson. The Falcons joined the Panthers, the Saints, and the Browns as teams who are looking to get the former Texas quarterback. Little note here: the Falcons owner Arthur Blank is fond of Deshaun Watson from the days when the former Gainesville, Georgia high quarterback worked multiple years as a Falcons ball boy and developed a relationship with Blank's family. So, little note there. I want to get you guys' thoughts on the whole fact that Deshaun Watson may possibly go to Atlanta, and what does this mean for the future with Matt Ryan? If it ends up being that Deshaun Watson does end up becoming that QB1, I mean, I don't know, but it depends on how much faith they still have in Matt Ryan at this point, being Matt Ryan is older, hasn't performed well in the past couple of years. What do you know? Sounds like Tom Brady. At home, not in the field, but I digress. I mean, like I said, he's gotten older. His performance on the field has lessened. He hasn't been that same elite quarterback ever since the 28-3 debacle in the Super Bowl. So, I want to get you guys' opinions on that. What is the whole Deshaun Watson thing? If he were to sign to Atlanta, what's Atlanta's chances of getting Deshaun? And if it does, what does that hold for the future of Matt Ryan? Let's go with Kevin.
Well, it's honestly, yet again, because of the no trade clause, it is solely up to Deshaun Watson. Basically, the Texans have no say so except in the trade, because Watson can say, "I'm not waiving it for nobody." That's why he's meeting with all these teams. But if he's about individuals, and he kind of like, I'm not trying to say he's selfish, but if he's going to go for self stats and like location and where he's going to be at, Atlanta makes sense, because like that's where he's from, that's where he grew up, he knows what he's doing, that's a hometown boy. But if you're looking at a team stat and a quarterback that'll put your team over the top, you got to go to New Orleans. If I'm Deshaun Watson, like the pieces around New Orleans, I mean, sure, you got a questionable head coach. You don't know what he's about. You still have a top 10 defense. You still have Alvin Kamara. You still have Michael Thomas. Deshaun Watson's got a chance to go toe-to-toe with Tom Brady all year next year and into the playoffs. So, and then, first of all, here's my damn rant of the night. Why the fuck would you go to Charlotte? I'm sorry. I'm from North Carolina. There's not a damn thing in Charlotte for Deshaun Watson. I don't even think there's a fucking massage parlor in Charlotte for Deshaun Watson. Why would you go there? The team sucks. The team sucks. The location's ass. I mean, and like me and Randy were talking about at work, Cleveland, that was another team. And yeah, like he said, the location ain't all that. But if you put Deshaun Watson with Cleveland with Amari Cooper and Nick Chubb and that defense, they're going to win. Maybe not. They're going to compete. But you put him on the Panthers, guess what? That team might be worse than the fucking Houston Texans last year. I'm serious. Like, you listen. If you put him on the fucking Panthers, okay, let's see the most. Listen, the Panthers had already came out with wanting to trade McCaffrey. Okay, there's the trading piece. They got the best trading piece out of all teams because you're giving a number one running back to Houston. So, but then you're going to put Deshaun Watson with no McCaffrey, DJ Moore, no offensive line, a half-ass defense, a sorry-ass coach, sorry-ass GM. Oh, wait, it's Bill O'Brien and the Texans 2.0. He ain't going to want that. So, you know what? The choices, to me, are simple. It's between Atlanta and New Orleans. It's that simple.
Kevin,
and I think right now, New Orleans has got the hit.
Well, Kevin, to be fair, the reason why he's thinking about Carolina is because he went to the best massage parlor in Texas, and he tried to get the forehead special, but the only problem is the masseuses only got 2 hands.
I will say this about whoever offers the trade between New Orleans and Atlanta. They have to be aggressive. They have to be more aggressive than Deshaun Watson in one of those massage parlors. They have to be aggressive. They got to tell them about all the massage parlors around in ATL or in Baton Rouge or Louisiana. All it don't matter. Tell them about the massage parlors. Make an aggressive offer and tell them you're going to be more aggressive than Deshaun Watson was in the massage parlor with all them 22 women. Go ahead with it, Atlanta.
It's a rub and tug. What are you
Oh, God.
It's a toss-off.
Rant over.
Oh,
So, Kevin, so what you're saying is, Kevin, if Deshaun Watson goes to the Carolina Panthers, they're going to have a 24-0 lead in true Bill O'Brien Texan fashion. They're going to blow the lead once again.
Yeah,
then they're going to bring in Cam Newton.
Yes, Scam Newton. Here's what I think.
Detroit Lions, they'll blow that lead too.
Yeah. I
No,
think,
they don't blow that lead. They just go 0-16.
yeah.
Hey, I will say though, and this actually just broke not even 45 minutes ago. If Deshaun Watson does wind up going to Carolina, he may have he actually may have a decent running back to hand off to because the Panthers have agreed with Tennessee running back Deontay Foreman to a 1-year deal. Just broke 45 minutes ago.
Whoa.
Well, there went Devontae Foreman's career.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
You know,
actually, let me rephrase that. There went his career. All right. Yeah, I agree with you guys on that. That I just as far what's your guys' thoughts on the Matt Ryan thing? If Deshaun does go to that, I mean that was one of the questions. If he does go to Atlanta, where does this leave Matt Ryan? I mean, I know he's got that no trade clause. I know Deshaun does. He could say whatever he wants. But let's say he waives it and decides to go to Atlanta. Where do you see Matt Ryan go from here? Do you see him sticking being the number 2, or do you see him leaving and possibly trying to be a QB1 somewhere else?
I think he'll leave and go somewhere else.
I think he'll end up with the Colts. If he can go to the Colts, yeah, that's tailor made for him. He just got to. He'll make way better decisions than that Wentz character. I mean, I really feel bad for whoever got him. Oh, sorry, Joe. I mean, sorry, I had to do it. But
That's why Joe's camera's off.
yeah. Damn. But yeah, I think he'd do great in Indianapolis, and that would be another quarterback coming to the AFC.
Yeah.
Here's one for you guys. What if Matt Ryan goes to San Francisco?
Don't you do it? You better don't you do it? Don't you say don't you better cut it right there, young. Don't you do
man,
it.
I'm gonna start that.
Say that.
I'm gonna start
shit.
that trending
I
on
would
Twitter.
I would rather have Ryan.
Say it, K. Ryan. I mean,
Quarterback. Shut it up. Don't even say
I'm
it.
gonna
Hashtag Matt Ryan to SF on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it.
Hey, it's all right. Hey, Kevin. I got your back on this one because Matt Ryan going to San Francisco is just like Mitchell Trubisky going to Pittsburgh. Oh wait, that will happen.
Good, they can fucking have him. Keep him fucking away from Chicago.
You know what? I'm sorry.
Take Matt Nagy with him.
Kyle
Listen.
Shanahan probably misses his favorite quarterback, Matt Ryan, the one that they lost 28-3 lead with the Falcons against the Patriots in Super Bowl 51.
Damn.
You know what? Listen. I get what Randy's saying about the Colts, but this is why Matt Ryan's in the predicament he's in now. He's got no wide receivers. If he goes to Indianapolis, they don't have no wide receivers. He's gonna suck just as bad, if not worse. He might even playing badass Carson Wentz. But you know what? Here's where his number one job title come October, if that happens, is gonna be unemployment. He ain't even gonna have a job unless Washington, Joey, has enough sense to say, fuck Carson Wentz. He's already hurt by week 2. Let's sign Matt Ryan off the street and have him replace Carson Wentz, bum ass.
Nick Foles is going to go to Washington.
Oh.
Nick Foles will be in Washington.
You know, here's my quick take on the whole Carson Wentz situation. Last week, whenever I was watching the show on YouTube, I was like, free agency starting next week. I wonder who Washington's going to get as a quarterback. Literally the day after, I see that we're trading for Carson Wentz, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, man? We don't need this fucking joker with us. Oh, dear God, I would have much rather taken Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's saying something.
That's a fucking downgrade if I ever heard that one.
Yeah.
That's like going to a pillow fight and the other guy brings a stick. You know?
Yeah.
Speaking of a stick, I wonder how long it takes for Carson Wentz breaks his leg on FedEx Field. Give him 2 weeks. But no, listen. It's funny you bring that up, Joey, about Mitchell Trubisky, because I actually seen something funny over the past 2 weeks in a row. After Washington got Carson Wentz, their odds to win the Super Bowl actually dropped by 1,500. Same with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Same with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They went from 5,000 plus 5,000 to plus 7,500 to win the Super Bowl. Their odds dropped after signing Trubisky. Now they need Matt Nagy. What do you say, Ezra?
Pittsburgh can fucking have him. Give him away for free. I don't care. Include Six Flags. Get him the fuck out of there.
Hey. I wonder much rather got the Giants new backup quarterback, because word just broke there that Tyrod Taylor is not going to be Daniel Jones' backup for 2 years.
Yes, he is. That's actually one of the things I wanted to get into next was what you just said, and that is that Tyrod Taylor has signed with the Giants.
2 years.
Right
2 years. 2 years. $17 million.
8.5 guaranteed.
I give it 4 or 5 games that he's going to be playing for the Giants, because if Jones doesn't start improving in the offseason, he's going to be replaced quickly by Taylor.
You need to stop tripping over ghosts.
Yeah. He needs to stay away from the medical staff, too. The medical staff don't need to be giving him shots. Last time they about killed him. My
That is
God.
true.
Or
That
It
more
is
was
true.
Dustin-
is that
it
more
was
shots
Dustin-
than Urban Meyer had at that bar before he met that woman?
That was actually Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert was the guy that gave him the shot. He had like the thing with the eyes and the nose and the mustache. That's who gave him that shot.
Oh, the Groucho Marx.
Yeah, he had
Oh
that
yeah,
on.
Groucho Marx. There you go.
That's who gave Tyrod Taylor that shot and collapsed his lung. That was who did it. They have, they have proof because when QB12 was videotaping them, they caught it. So that's how they knew.
Let's get into another big signing, guys, and that is this was a flip flop, and this was Randy Gregory, who originally had agreed in principle to a deal with the Cowboys. He finally had some fucking sense, left the Cowboys, and is signed with Denver.
Hey, here's a personal message to Randy Gregory. Way to grow a set of balls, boy. Way to grow a set of balls.
Yeah.
He realized
because he knew that he was not going to win shit in Dallas with the bum Dak Prescott at quarterback, a damn washed up Zeke Elliott at running back, a dumbass head coach in Mike McCarthy. He knew he wasn't going to win nothing. So he's like, well, damn, I'm going to join Russell Wilson out in Denver because at least there I might have a chance at least going to the playoffs. At least going past the first round of the playoffs.
That team in Denver that they got going for him right now is pretty fucking stacked. That's why Randy Gregory did it. You're playing with an actual legit quarterback who can win a Super Bowl. Sorry, Dad. And you're playing with legit receivers that you don't go trade your fucking receiver like they did Amari Cooper for a fucking so you can pay your fucking running back. And then you want to go to a defense who recently is Russell Wilson's trying to acquire Bobby Wagner as their starting middle linebacker, which makes sense. They already have a legit secondary out there in the back. They got an all-pro safety. Then they got Bradley Chubb. Randy Gregory is going to be on the other side. Then they signed our defensive tackle in San Francisco, DJ Jones, to a 3-year deal. So they're going to be pretty stacked on both sides of the ball for Denver. So Randy Gregory is pretty smart. But all I got to say is Dallas already taking L's in the regular season. They ain't even started yet.
Dude, the only time Dallas is going to see a championship this year is when fucking WWE brings their champions for WrestleMania next year.
That's right.
Yup.
Hey.
Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns will be the best thing to hit Dallas since Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin and
Troy
Aikman hit Dallas and won those Super Bowls. And Deion Sanders. Can't forget about
there you
prime
go.
time.
There you go. But now there's a signing that I want to talk about that kind of has me shaking my head a little bit.
What happened? Did Cam Newton get signed to Washington as well?
Washington.
Oh dear God, I hope not. But no,
there's open positions to be a Bears fan if that happens.
But no, the signing that I want to talk about is the tight end from the Cincinnati Bengals, CJ Uzomah. He's going to sign a 3-year deal with the New York Jets. What the fuck, man?
Yes, Jets. We still suck.
You know what?
Joey, what the fuck, man? Do you want your career to die?
No, Joey, I got a better one for you, and it makes no sense. Our left guard for San Francisco, Laken Tomlinson, signed a 4-year, 40-something, almost $50 million contract for the Jets. And I'm like, wait a minute. This guy's getting paid like 18 to 20 million a year. He's getting Devontae Adams' number. And this guy wasn't shit until he played beside Trent Williams over the last 2 years. And the Jets gonna pay that much for a fucking left guard? Oh,
They're giving him quarterback money.
Yeah.
He gives a wide receiver, running back, quarterback money. I'm like, what?
No. Here's a big L. We talk about Dallas's L. I want to mention one more team that I thought took a huge L. Okay, Jacksonville's got some kind of off the wall money. They're paying everybody. Here's you a couple million. Here's you a couple million. Here's you a couple million. All across the board. They're not signing nobody big. They're paying a bunch of mediocre scrubs like Christian Kirk. Devontae Adams deserved money, which is ruining the wide receiver market, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I know where you're going with this, Kevin. Go ahead.
You sit there and sign all these players, but then you turn around and release your best defensive player in Miles Jack for a diddly squat. What? So you're gonna have all these players on offense to help Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Miles Jack. Oh, we don't need defense. We're gonna score 100 a game and get beat 110 to 100.
Hey,
Damn.
you want to talk about another crazy signing? Baltimore signing Marcus Williams, 5 years, $70 million.
Get the hell out of here.
Good Lord.
You know what, though? I think it's a
31
lot of
million
money,
that is
yes,
guaranteed
but
money.
that's a lot of money, but Marcus Williams is all pro safety. 15 interceptions in 2 years. He is a legit safety. Like, he's a Ed Reed type ball hawk back there. So I think they made the right decision. Maybe not paid that much money, but they made the right decisions to go for a
Only
safety.
thing he has still going for him that's on his resume that really screwed him up was he was the one that got burned on the Minneapolis Miracle by Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. But every corner
Is he
gets
good?
burnt.
Yes, he's good. Don't
Hey,
get me wrong. All jokes aside with the Minneapolis Miracle, I mean, he redeemed himself because he's had a hell of a career the last couple of years. But $70 million, that's a lot of money.
Hey, Joe. Also, I saw that Bobby McCain re-signed with your team for $11 million on a 2-year deal.
hey, we at least got some secondary help or got some secondary help coming back. But I don't see why the Carolina Panthers did what they did, but they freaking cut their best corner that they have on the team right now with AJ Bowie. Shoot. Hey, AJ Bowie, if you're still out there looking for a team, come to Washington. We can use some more secondary help. Come on.
You know what, Joey? I'll tell you a team who looks really suspect right now as far as making moves and giving away talent, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs on defense. Their defense was already suspect, and you lost the 2 best players that kept your team decent over the last year and a half, and that was you let Tyrann Mathieu walk, didn't even offer him a contract to stay. You're all-pro safety.
All right,
then
we'll take him
your
too.
Corner, Charzarius Ward, walk to San Francisco, which, thank you, Jesus, we would take him in a minute because after looking, he did get burnt by Jamar Chase pretty fucking bad, which corner wouldn't. Looking at the stats about him coming to San Francisco, looking at how he statistically is whenever the pass rush gets there like our defense does, he ranks top 3 in every category in the NFL. Passer rating first as corner. Most or completion percentage, he ranks first, which means he don't give up any passes. Passes deflected, he ranks first, but everybody talks shit because he only has 2 picks in 2 years, but he's got over 50 passes deflected, though. He makes plays, and as a Niner fan, I love that signing. I'm very pleased with that signing. And as a Chiefs, with the way, and I know we're going to talk about this, but the way the Chargers are building that super team in LA, the Chiefs might end up in last place in the AFC West. Yes, I said it. It's very possible.
Wow.
I'm telling you right now, the Chiefs may be looking, hopefully they're not looking at finishing last in the AFC West, but let me tell you the one move that the Chiefs need to do. I'm surprised they haven't done it already, but what they need to do now that Jarvis Landry is on the market, the Chiefs need to be on the phone with him. They need to be on the phone with his agents. The Chiefs need to sign Jarvis Landry because that will put Jarvis Landry as a clear-cut number 2 behind Tyreek Hill. And if Mahomes and the Chiefs want to taste wins next year, then they need to find some more wide receiver help other than Tyreek Hill and trying to build Travis Kelce like a freaking wide receiver because he's He's not. So the Chiefs need to go out and sign Jarvis Landry right now if they even want to think about making a splash in this new AFC West next season. I'm telling you that right now.
Well,
But you know what? We're witnessing the domino effect of those fucking contracts with Chris Jones and Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry, they can't afford to pay nobody. And ain't no wide receiver like Landry going to take some $2 million a year deal because that's all the Chiefs can afford, so to speak. Landry's like, motherfucker, I work like $15 million at the least, and y'all offering me that disrespect. That's hints to why they could not keep Ward and why they could not keep Tyrann Mathieu. They got to start bargain shopping him because you pay Chris Jones over $20+ million a year. Then you play Patrick Mahomes, which, I mean, he deserves it, yeah. But still, those contracts are interfering with your business and building your roster.
But you know what? There's another team that also needs to make a splash, and if this team signs Landry, then it may clear up this quarterback's decision to sign with New Orleans. And of course, I'm talking about Deshaun Watson of the Saints. I mean, think about it. The Saints already have Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. So the Saints, who have a lot of cap space right now, they can actually afford somebody like Landry, bring him in for, let's say, 2 years, possibly a almost $25 million deal, and still have enough cap space to bring in Deshaun Watson if they wanted to. So, I mean, the Saints are also the team making a strong interest in Jarvis Landry. So, I mean.
But you got to think, Joey, if they do that, who are the Saints going to lose for Deshaun Watson? The Texans made it pretty clear. They want 2 defensive studs as well as 3 first-round draft picks to be able to trade Watson. The Texans made that clear.
And that is what makes Houston's demands so stupid, because Deshaun Watson, I mean, I know he was going through all that mess this past year, but think about it. Deshaun Watson still could have played if he wanted to. He still could have played, but the Texans didn't want him to. The Texans didn't want him to.
There's one problem with that. You're right. The Texans didn't, because they want whoever trades for Deshaun Watson. Because, yeah, is he facing criminal charges? No, he's not. Is he going to go to jail or face a court sentence? No, he is not. But it still violates the NFL personal conduct policy, which Roger Goodell will still suspend him for maybe 4 games, maybe 8 games. Some like Ryan Clark on ESPN said, maybe even 12 games if he thinks it's more damaging to the league enough. So the Saints are risking a bum season next year for 12 games, because if you get fined 12 games and you're back for the last 5 games, what chance do you really have of winning unless Taysom Hill looks like freaking Tom Brady of the world?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I mean, it's just it's not logically possible.
I mean that's a really great point. And if that were to fall suit, then maybe Carolina does need to go after Deshaun Watson, because at least they wouldn't have anything to lose.
No, that'd be all right.
Yeah, that's true, because they're already going to lose. But now you guys were talking about what Kansas City needs to do. I mean, they need to sign. I don't care what top receiver, number 2 receiver on the market is. They need to sign a really good, legit number 2 receiver, because they haven't had another legit number 2 receiver since Sammy Watkins was right there with Hill and Kelsey, and that's why they won the Super Bowl, is because they had that three-headed monster, at receiver, / tight end. And the other slot receivers, Hardman and Robinson, and Kansas City, I mean, they still have some weapons, but they look like they're not going to be what they are. I mean, the season hasn't even started yet. We're still months away from that. But Kansas City, man, they're not on the right foot right now. They got to get some really good defensive players to make up for these 2 losses on defense, because letting Tyrann Mathieu walk, that is a huge, huge loss at the safety position. Ward walking to San Francisco.
There was one more I forgot to mention.
Frank Clark,
Kansas
right?
City cut their starting middle linebacker.
Oh, wow.
Anthony Hitchens. He led the team in tackling. They cut him before the off season.
Really?
Don't forget they also lost their cornerback too, Travarius Ward. He's now Now he's a part of your team, the 49ers.
Yep.
Yeah.
30 on a
Wow.
he's on it for a what is it, a $42 million deal, 26.7 mil guaranteed.
3 year. Yep. $14 million a year.
Yep.
Wow.
Before we
What's
get
up,
off-
Joey?
What's up, Joey? What you got?
I was just responding to that.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
Okay.
No, I was just saying responding. I mean, a response was like, wow.
Yeah. Real quick before we get off the football subject, because I want to get into some other things before we end the show. Of course, we got to get into March Madness. We got to get into a little bit of basketball and baseball news. Is Aaron Rodgers' deal officially came forward? It is a 3-year deal, $150 million. 127 of that is guaranteed money. That includes, and then it basically was a 2-year extension worth $120 million.
Wow.
That's what it basically was.
Wow.
He already had signed a contract this year, a 1-year contract for, I guess you could say at this point, $30 million. And he basically put 2 more years onto the contract. So now they're paying him $150 million with $127 million of that guaranteed. But that's about it for that. I got nothing to say except fuck Aaron Rodgers. That's about it.
We were talking about the free agency and Chargers and Chiefs, or Chargers and Broncos, donkeys, making all these moves.
Son of a bitch.
And the freaking Raiders, they're just sitting around. I think if you looked at their draft room or their wherever they're conducting business, a tumbleweed went by. I mean, what the hell are they doing? What the hell are they waiting on?
Tumbleweed connection?
Like the Chiefs?
Yeah. What the hell are they waiting on? I know they're talking about Stephon Gilmore and Tyrann Mathieu, which would be great. But how about hurrying up? Because if not, they'll go to the Chiefs or re-sign them, or they'll go to the Chiefs, or they're going to go to
They'll end up on the fucking Chargers.
Yeah, they're everywhere but the Raiders. And
Hey,
I just say to Randy Gregory, stay out of the West, damn it! Everybody, all the streets, stay out of the West. Stay out. It's over. It's closed.
hey,
Randy just wants his Vegas Raiders to win. That's it.
Yeah, I don't care about him.
yeah, that's all it is. But I will say real quick, there was one team that actually made a good signing, and I just want to bring this up just real quick. You remember how I was talking a couple weeks ago about how the Buffalo Bills need a running back?
Yep.
Well, they actually went out and signed former Washington running back who actually can put up some big numbers if he wants to, J.D. McKissick, to a 2-year deal. So that's actually a pretty good pickup for Buffalo. I actually kind of like that.
Well, you said that when you said that you saw a tumbleweed roll by, was Ecstasy a goal playing when it happened?
No, because that's actually kind of cool. You know,
If I heard that, it would have been like, what, is fucking Metallica coming out next?
The Raiders are
played it,
good.
but I don't want to get. I want to avoid copyright. So
Yeah.
Raiders are good.
No, but there's
Raiders are
one
bad and ugly,
real
I'll tell you
quick.
that.
Real quick, there's one team that won free agency in off season so far, and that's clearly the Los Angeles Chargers. They're clearly trying to keep the Lombardi Trophy in LA. The only difference is in the AFC. They're trying to make another Rams super team 2.0. JC Jackson, trade for Khalil Mack. So now you got Khalil Mack, the defensive tackle from Buffalo coming to the Chargers. Joey Bosa's still there. You're trying to get Bobby Wagner. You signed J.C. Jackson. Asante Samuel Jr. still out there. Derwin James. You're trying to get Tyrann Mathieu at the other safety. You got a fucking super team. You have the Rams, but with a younger, better quarterback. What? The Chargers are clearly the winners of the offseason so far.
And so far, the biggest losers are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mitchell Trubisky, the savior of all saviors. Ben Roethlisberger should retire.
No.
And he's going to save them. Not.
Hey, Steven, there's one more big loser. and I kind of hate to say it, but it's the Washington Commanders, because why in the hell would you fucking trade for a quarterback and then use all your cap space to fucking pay him for this year alone? What the fuck, man?
So what you're saying,
I had to
Joey,
look at
that is
Bill's
your
camera
what
for
the
that
hell,
one.
bro?
Yes. I mean, now we don't have the cap space to pull in a huge free agent because we fucking wasted it on a fucking low life.
Oh
Because
man,
So y'all been
wins.
better off trading for Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, shit, we would be.
Hey,
I
since
mean,
he didn't get the
dang.
coaching, since he didn't get the coaching job, I heard Josh McCown's coming back. He could
Oh Lord.
Oh God.
Bill O'Brien can coach the Commanders.
yeah.
Dear God,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
Hey,
he'll be the
Dear
he'll-
God, no.
Breaking news. Matt Nagy just signed with the Commanders to be their head coach.
Yes.
Bullshit.
He's bringing Jay Cutler with him.
Oh God.
Hey,
Oh God.
hey, at least the good news is you'll know what team he's playing for.
Yep.
Yeah.
The opposite team.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, I'm telling you, Mike Tomlin is probably sitting there begging for Roethlisberger, please, Ben, can you come back out of retirement just like Tom Brady did, because we're gonna suck so bad with Trubisky at quarterback.
Couldn't
Hey,
have a better team.
hey, I will say though, at least Baltimore managed to get a couple wins next season.
What, and not fluky ones?
Yeah, because they're probably because I'm sure they're going to beat Pittsburgh.
Oh,
Well,
they probably might even beat Cleveland too.
Well,
That's 2 wins right there.
you know, as long as they let Justin Tucker kick it instead of going for it, they'll be all right.
Yeah, just have Cody Parkey be their kicker.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? Real quick, one team that we failed to mention was the first team that made any kind of splash in free agency. We talked about this at Super Bowl week, all this other. The Bengals' #1 priority was sign an O-line. The first deal of free agency was Bengals signed Bucks left guard. The Bengals are signing a left tackle. Like they've done signed about 3 offensive linemen. They're getting ready. They're getting ready to prepare
Yeah,
for
they getting
win
ready.
next year. Smart move.
Yep.
They're the smartest team in free agency right now because they're addressing their weaknesses.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to some baseball talk here, and let's go to some breaking news that broke just a little bit ago, and that is that the Atlanta Braves have signed, they have signed Matt Olson after they traded for him. They officially signed him to an 8-year contract worth $168 million with a $20 million club bonus for 2030.
Oh, boy.
That is big news there for the Atlanta Braves and their organization. Joey, the floor is yours. How do you feel about this announcement?
In the end, it's kind of a sweet, sour moment for me because, yeah, it's sweet that we were able to get not only a hometown boy, but somebody who actually knows how to hit the ball, also who can be like a good, I guess you could say good beneficiary to Acuna, Albies, and Swanson, and possibly Soler if we decide to bring him back. And not to mention Jock Peterson, because I heard we're probably going to bring him back. But it's also a sour moment because with the trading and the signing of Matt Olson, it pretty much confirms that we are saying goodbye to the one, the only, Mr. Number 5 himself, Freddie Freeman. So, yeah, it's a sour moment for me because, yeah, I was wanting us to bring back Freddie Freeman, and there's still a small glimmer of hope because now in this new agreement that the National League is going to have the DH now, maybe we can actually bring back Freeman. Still having no cap space to bring back Freeman. Well, first release Marcel Ozuna's sorry ass, or actually no, release his domestic violence sorry ass cell, and bring and bring in Freddie Freeman once again, and possibly kind of, go back and forth. Have a few games with Freeman starting first base and Olsen being a DH, and then have other games in which Olsen plays first and Freeman's a DH. So, I mean, yeah, the window may be closed right now for us bringing back Freddie Freeman, but there's still a small little glimmer of hope that I hope we can actually bring back Freddie Freeman and him not go to a sucky ass team like the Dodgers who don't even fucking need him because, well, for one thing, the Dodgers signed Cody Bellinger before the lockout even started, so they don't need a fucking first baseman. And plus the fact that they could put Max Muncy over there at first base as well. So, yeah, the Dodgers don't even fucking need him. And the Yankees don't fucking need him. The Red Sox don't fucking need him. The Rays don't need him. The Jays don't need him. So, yeah, the only possible option is for him to come back to the team that he won the World Series with this past year. So, Freddie, please don't listen to your fucking wife for once and come back to Atlanta because we still need you. Please.
Absolutely. I was gonna go into some other Major League Baseball news, but we got to get to the NBA because just going through the homepage, we got to talk about. I want to bring up this performance real quick right now. Right now, the Nets are leading.
Yes.
The Nets are leading 86-56 over the Orlando Magic. Kyrie Irving has scored 41 in the first half.
At halftime.
What the hell? What?
Uncle Drew said he going for 80.
Dude, holy shit!
They should only make him play one half.
Whoa!
He only
Dude,
plays half the games. They should only have him play
What?
one half.
what? Dude, he
Damn,
keeps
that's
this
more
up,
points
he's
than the
gonna-
Lakers scored in 3 quarters. Good job, Uncle
Wow!
Drew. Go for 80.
Dude, that is incredible.
My
That's crazy.
God!
Oh my god!
Dude, that's why I avoided the rest
Oh
of the
my God! Kyrie Irving.
that.
See, I'm
Hey, and you
looking-
know what? I'll read a little stat to you. He's shooting very efficient. 14
Yeah,
of
but-
17 from the field, 6 of 7 from 3.
Yeah, 14 of
I mean,
19 from the field, 6 of 7 from 3-point range, and he's hit all 7 of his free throws. My God!
Oh my god!
Hey, I'm telling you right now, I hope that the mayor of Brooklyn is watching this game right now saying, well, golly, maybe I need to fucking lift this non-vaccine shit that we're doing and let Kyrie Irving play the rest of these games for us. My
Dude.
God, if he's gonna play this good, we need him for the rest of the season.
Dude, that is just incredible. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, I cannot remember the last time any basketball player has scored this many points in one half. The last one that comes to my mind is Kobe in 2006 against Toronto.
Well, we're going to talk about a big game actually coming up right now. We're going to talk about a big performance that happened just this past week. And that is the history-making performance from one Karl Anthony Towns.
Mm-hmm.
Karl Anthony Towns,
Oh yeah.
60 points, 15 rebounds. He had 56 in the 56 and 14 boards in the third quarter. He joins Carmelo Anthony as the only 2 players in the last 20 seasons with 50 or more points and 10 or more rebounds through 3 quarters. And not only that, he became the 6th player in Timberwolves history to notch a 50-point game and the first to do it multiple times. He also joins Karl Malone, Shaq, Jordan, and Harden and Wilt Chamberlain as the only players in NBA history with 60 points and 15 rebounds in the game.
That's a damn good company to be in.
That's good company. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Man.
And I got to say real quick for the opponents, the Spurs. Also, we got to send out congratulations to the man we talked about last week, Greg Popovich.
Oh,
Yes.
He broke the record,
Congrats,
and now
big
he has
dog.
the most wins as a head coach in NBA history. Congratulations to Coach
Congrats,
Pye.
big dog.
Yeah. He's
But
the
you know
best
what,
coach and the best
Ezra,
interview.
I gotta say one thing about the Karl Anthony Towns. I reading deep into his story from last night. What an inspiration he played with, because exactly 2 years ago from today, his mom was rushed to the hospital with COVID complications, and she eventually had passed away. So, I mean, my condolences still to him, but what a performance. What he said, he knows she was there watching him, and he knew she had his back, and he just wanted to make his mama proud. So congrats, Karl Anthony Towns. And you know what? Laker fans, rub it the fuck in, because you'd rather have Anthony Davis in a fucking hospital than to trade for Karl Anthony Towns. Shame on you, Pelinka. Karl Anthony Towns could be doing this for LA, but you chose Anthony Davis. Good job, idiots.
Oh, and Kevin, I also want to say last night, congratulations to the only Mr. Steph Curry for scoring 47 points on his 34th birthday. Woo!
Nice.
Happy birthday, Chef. The only player to score
all of these
more on his
players are
34th
balling,
was LeBron,
man.
scored 48.
These players
Not
are
to
balling this week.
And not to mention, also last night, Trae Young from Atlanta scoring 46 points in this game.
Wow.
I seen the
fucking
tweet on
balling right
Twitter.
now.
Yes, I seen a tweet on Twitter that said this might be the best offensive explosion stretch in NBA history over a month's course, with all these 50-point bombs and 60 points and 49 and 47 all throughout weeks at a time. This might be the best stretch of scoring in the history of the league.
And you know, I got a personal note for not only LeBron but for the LA Lakers as well. Lakers, if y'all want to try to win any more games, why don't you make sure LeBron scores 50 points every game? How about that? Because it's obvious that if he doesn't score 50, the Lakers are going to fucking suck.
Yep.
Lakers will fucking suck if they score 70 and they'll still lose.
Yeah, because they score 7, give up 150 at halftime.
Yep.
Fucking bums.
Oh my God. I mean,
I love this.
Really, like I talked about this. I think. Listen, 2 shows ago, I think I talked about this. I said, I think I read y'all a quote from Charles Barkley. He was like, "Why the fuck do we keep putting these bums on TV? I'm tired of watching the Lakers. I'm not watching another LA game on national TV." And I'm starting to think, you know what? He's on to something. Fuck watching them on TNT. I'm sick of it.
Or ESPN, because they got their asses whooped on Sunday against Phoenix. That was a complete just blowout. I mean, oh my God. I mean, Phoenix nearly put up 50 points in the first quarter. It was that bad.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you one thing though. If the Blazers still had Damian Lillard playing the level that he needs to play, and if the Pelicans had Zion in their lineup, then the Lakers would be nowhere near the playoff picture right now. So the Lakers had better be count their fucking lucky stars that they're actually somewhat still in the playoff hunt.
Kevin, all I'll say about these Laker games, how bad they've been, that reminds me of when you used to come over here and play NBA Live, and you would beat the living hell out of teams.
Yeah.
Dude, remember that one? Remember that one time you were the Celtics and you played the Spurs and Garnett scored a bucket, and then Garnett stole the inbounds pass and dunked it. I'm like, the hell? That's what it looks.
Speaking of that, I did want to mention that too. Speaking of that, the other day, the Celtics retired Kevin Garnett's number 5 jersey.
That's right.
And finally, they buried the hatchet. Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce all shared a hug finally, speaking to Ray Allen again, after years and years since he left for Miami that year, they finally buried the hatchet. Congratulations to the Boston Big Three.
Oh my God, dude, that was amazing. I mean, everybody, all of the guys from the 08 team basically was there. I mean, Big Baby. It just,
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, just my God.
Hey, Steven, real quick.
Yeah.
Whenever you brought up about how bad the Lakers games are, you know what it reminded me of?
Oh no. Oh no.
Do you remember when I played that season game and when I was the Lakers and I was playing up against the Chicago Bulls and I sent y'all a picture saying that I won that game 164-92?
Yeah, so Kobe had like 10 steals. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Did you jack the stats up to 100?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And Kobe had 10 steals and scored like 60-something points for the field.
Yeah. I mean, this is what it looks like in reality for the Lakers. It looks like an NBA Live game from Kevin. I mean, that's
listen, all I'm going to say is that Kobe Bryant and Kwame Brown from 2006 will beat this Laker team by 20. I'm sorry, and that Laker team stunk.
Smush Parker would
Kobe and
kill
Kwame
them.
Brown out of all people. Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown was the Big Four. Hell, it was more of a bust than Kwame Brown was as a player his entire career.
Hey, no. Kevin. Here's something far worse than that.
Oh,
Our Richard Raider High School team will beat this Laker team by like 50 points.
Oh my God. Headlines: Rockingham, North Carolina team beats a professional basketball team. Congratulations.
Hell, my 7-year-old Pee-wee team can beat them.
Oh my, the Lakers are so bad. I mean, they're not even, they can try so hard to make it to the play-in game. It's not even going to happen. I mean,
Well,
nope. It went from the lake show to the shit show.
Before we get it, because I want to get quickly into the standings. I want to do the updated standings. But first, quick news is that the NBA announced the dates and locations for the 2022 NBA draft events. The Combine and the Lottery will both take place in Chicago. The Combine will take place May 16th through the 22nd, and the Lottery will take place May 17th. On June 23rd, the NBA draft will emanate from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. So, hey, we get the Lottery and the Combine by home area. Nice.
Without Matt Nagy.
I heard that. If Matt Nagy's there, us fucking Chicago fans will throw his ass out there.
oh God.
We'll throw him out quicker than Kyrie Irving got fined for being in the clubhouse.
Oh, damn.
Speaking of that, Kyrie Irving got fined $50,000.
Y'all be roughing it. Hey, y'all be roughing him up more than damn Deshaun Watson in a massage parlor.
Oh shit.
Well, like I said, the reason Deshaun Watson is leaving. The reason why Deshaun Watson is leaving is because he tried to get the forehand special. The problem is the masseuse has only got two hands.
Hey, no. No. Here's something. We're roughing them up.
It leaves you stunned. I love it.
It's all right. We're roughing them up
He is
harder.
mesmerized.
We're roughing them up harder than all the ladies did to Urban Meyer's lab whenever he went to those bars.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Moving on before this gets into an X-rated show.
You're right.
All right, let's quickly let's go ahead. One note is that Orlando Magic, Jonathan Isaac, who has been sitting out with a torn ACL, it said that he will miss the remainder of the 2021-2022 season. They said the target date for his return will be pretty much opening night next season.
Oh wow.
Oh
That's-
wow.
Man, that
You
sucks.
know, even then, that might be kind of pushing it because no matter what kind of sports you play, it's hard to come back from a torn ACL if it's anything less than what 10 to 12 months.
Well, his
I mean-
rehab. Well, his rehab. His injury originally started. He last played when he tore his ACL back in August of 2020.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense then. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, he said at that point he would have been out for over 26 months.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, it's been a slow going for him, and yep, he'll be back. It says opening night next season. Let's quickly get into some scores before we get into a little bit of March Madness talk. Got to go to ESPN.com for this shit. But yeah, it's let's go ahead and head into it right now, and that is that as we said, March Madness has begun, but we'll get into the whole discussion about that in just a second. Right now, we got Texas A&M. CC leading Texas Southern 59-57, and with 6:07 left in the second half. And then you got
Texas A&M, Corpus Christi.
Yep.
Let's go.
And then you got Indiana facing Wyoming. The Hoosiers facing Wyoming at looks like 9:10 Eastern on True TV. Both games are on True TV. Yes, that is the court network.
And shout outs to our good pal that's been on the show a couple of times, Lance Meadow. He is calling the action on Westwood One Sports Radio for the first 4 games.
Speaking of Westwood One, I know this is going off topic, going back to wrestling, but we got to send a big congratulations to Chris Jericho because it was announced today that Talk is Jericho will be on every Tuesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern on 6M Fight Nation channel 156.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
Yes.
And it was just announced about 5 minutes ago that Chris Jericho will be on Busted Open tomorrow to discuss the huge news of his podcast joining the Fight Nation family.
That is awesome.
And of course, Talk is Jericho will be on its normal Wednesday, Friday on normal podcasting networks and all that too. You know, it's traditional slots.
Nice.
But let's go ahead and get into well, actually I didn't even finish my score update. What the hell am I doing? See what happens when we get off topic, folks. It just all falls apart.
Nothing wrong with that though.
This show is more off the rails than anything I've ever seen.
So I have nothing wrong with that though.
Yeah, this show is more off the rails than the Lakers are right now. But anyways, here we go. Right now, the Grizzlies are leading the Pacers right now, 92-57 in the third. The Nets are leading the Magic, 89-66 in the third. Pistons are leading 48-44 in the second, and the Suns and Pelicans, Suns are leading 30-26 in the first. Of course, that Suns Pelicans game is on NBA TV.
Oh, I'm gonna get on that right now.
Yep.
Nice.
Pretty much, I think that's it for the scores right now. Let me double check just to make sure, guys. If it'll let me, because this thing can sometimes be a pain. Yeah, and then of course we got the typical NHL games tonight. Stars Maple Leafs leading 2-0 over the Stars. Phoenix Arizona Coyotes beating the Canadiens 4-1. Rangers Ducks tied at 2 in the second. Islands and Caps tied at 1 in the second. Penguins and Rangers knotted at 0. Golden Knights and Jets are scoreless, both in the first. All these games are on ESPN Plus. And then we got the Bruins and the Blackhawks at 8:30 Eastern. Detroit Red Wings and Edmonton Oilers at 9 p.m. Eastern. Devils and Canucks same at 10 p.m. Eastern. Avalanche and Kings at 10:30 Eastern, and the Panthers and the Sharks at 10:30 Eastern as well. All those games on ESPN Plus or your local markets. But that's
Nice.
pretty. So that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. March Madness has officially begun, guys.
Already got my bracket. Fill it out, boys.
It's gonna be crazy. It's going to be insane. And like I said,
Yep.
the first 2 games have started. Like I said, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, Texas Southern going on right now, and Indiana, Wyoming starting here in a little less than 30 minutes, or a little more, about 35 minutes from now.
It's about to get crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
As it always does, guys. And then tomorrow's games are Bryant and Wright State at 6:40 Eastern, and then the Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus Rutgers at 9:10 Eastern. Both of those games, of course, on True TV.
Cool.
And it's kind of this whole thing is kind of a bittersweet moment for me as a huge Duke fan all of my life. We are witnessing the last few games of the greatest coach of all time's career dwindle down into the last few minutes of that last game. It's bittersweet because the success Coach K has had. Now this is his final tournament, and it's just the time has come, and I'm interested to see how that last game goes whenever they get put out, whether they get put out Sweet 16, 32, Elite 8, Final 4, even the championship, or even win it all. I'm just curious to watch the whole ride as a Duke fan, and all I got to say is go Blue Devils.
Absolutely. For me, I was never a big college basketball fan over the years, but I grew into one as I began to watch it more and more. I'm of course the Indiana Hoosier guy. I've always been a Hoosier fan. Of course, for me living in the state of Indiana. I mean, there's other teams. There's Purdue, there's Notre Dame, but for me, the Hoosiers have always been my team. Have always been since day one. Never been a Fighting Irish fan. Not even
that was the Bob Knight era, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, the Bob Knight era.
Did
Actually,
you happen to see the incident where he was throwing chairs across the gym? Now that's my favorite Bob Knight moment ever.
the first Bob Knight era.
It just never was my thing until the Bob Knight era, and I just grew to love this. I just grew to love it. I love March Madness because of how crazy it gets. I don't do brackets myself, but I love watching the other people just see their reactions when either their bracket gets busted or their team advances or that team they want to win advances. It's always fun to watch. This is a crazy tournament. It always is. It's the craziest tournament in all sports. And I think that it's the most predictable, the most unpredictable tournament in all sports. And I think this is going to be a really, really fun one, according to the teams that are on the brackets.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And that's
Absolutely.
the one thing. And the unpredictability, like you just mentioned, Ezra, is what is easily my favorite part about this whole tournament, because this, in my opinion, is the one major sports event out of the year in which you could take a team like Texas with all of its accolades, and again, I'm throwing 2 random teams out there, but you can take a team like Texas, who has had big coaches, all-star players, all the famous accolades that a Power 5 school can get, and put them up against a team like, say, George Mason, who has nowhere near the accolades that Texas has achieved over the school's history, and actually give us a nail-biting, edge of our seat watching all-around great game that can easily end in one of the most unpredictable ways possible. And that's just that's what I like the most about this tournament, because you never know what to expect. Expect the unexpected when it comes to this tournament, and I love it.
You just said it, my friend. I mean, anything and everything is going to happen this year. I mean,
Yeah.
it is just so great that these kids get to play in front of a full packed house crowd across the country.
Yes.
This year.
Yeah.
Yes, we get to see that for the first time in 3 years. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and
Man.
this whole season has been unpredictable. I mean, how many times did the number one team lose? It was constantly changing over the season. You know,
Constantly.
that 1 week, like top 6 teams lost. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the best part about it. You know, they get these stories like Loyola Chicago and this Virginia losing it, the number one overall seed losing in the first round for the first time, and that's unreal. You just never know, and that's I've always loved that too. I had to go with Joe on that. This is so unpredictable, and to see all the cool teams, you never really, when I was young, there was a lot of teams I never even heard of. And I always thought that was neat too, and then they're winning, so they would win, and you were like, you couldn't believe it. So, I haven't done a bracket yet, and I'm not sure why I haven't. I kind of forgot, I think, but but my brackets always get busted, so it doesn't matter. I just put Ohio State in the final and the national championship, and then go from there.
Ah, yes.
And then of course,
yeah.
I'm done pretty much right after that. So
Yeah.
I put them 4 times. I don't think you're allowed to do that, so that's probably what happens too. So
Yeah, well, since I've already got my bracket filled out, I'm gonna give you guys my final 4 and my national championship pick to see if y'all might agree with this. Now,
No, I don't agree.
no, sorry, Atlanta Braves.
Oh, it's terrible.
Atlanta
Braves,
Braves
you kidding me?
college basketball, Joe.
Nah.
Carolina Panthers?
But,
No.
No. Let's see.
Commanders?
Yeah. No. Let's see. Here is my final 4, and keep in mind, this wasn't my first choice for a final 4, but I really looked at each of these teams and each of their histories, and I think I've already come up with a pretty beastly final 4. I got Duke, I got Kentucky, I got Tennessee, and I got Kansas in my final 4. And I got Duke, and Kansas in the championship, and I got Duke winning it all in Coach K's last season.
Wow. I think Kevin will agree with you, but
yeah,
I think you might be right. It would be something else to see Coach K win, going out on a high note.
Yeah, going out on a high note, finishing as the real top dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely.
Oh God.
That would be the ultimate, ride out in the sunset type of situation, because the only thing that Coach K is not number one in is national titles. He's number one in appearances, number one in Final Four appearances, tournament games, tournament wins. He's only one behind tying John Wooden for the most titles all time. So if he gets this one and ties them, technically he's tied for first, and he's got first in at least everything, at least a share of first in everything. That would be some story.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's see. Anything else you guys want to get into before we close it out?
Thanks.
The only thing I really want to say is tomorrow night, AEW Dynamite, San Antonio, baby. Thunder Rosa challenges Britt Baker for the AEW Women's World Championship in her hometown in a steel cage. Let's go, La Mera Mera. Get that gold, baby.
Absolutely.
Yes, get that gold, Thunder Rosa.
And we also failed to mention that she was at the game last night between the Timberwolves and the Spurs.
Absolutely. Yes, Thunder was. She was a special guest for the Timberwolves by the AEW PR team. She got, of course, a jersey with her name on it. Of course, she's the hometown girl, man. She prepares tomorrow for that big, huge match, the steel cage, where she could possibly dethrone the DMD and take home that AEW Women's World Title and represent not only herself, but represent Mission Pro Wrestling as well.
Yes, right. and I pray to God that Thunder Rosa slaps the ever living fucking skin off of Britt Baker so that for once Adam Cole can finally shut his fucking mouth. I'm tired of hearing him. I'm tired of hearing him and Britt Baker talk about how they're the biggest power couple in AEW. Bullshit. Come on. Come on, Thunder Rosa. Shut Britt Baker and Adam Cole up for once. Please.
Absolutely. Yeah, pretty much that wraps up the show. Let's go with our final thoughts here. Let's go with Joe. You're up, buddy.
Well, first off, I want to say it was awesome being back this week. Once again, I really hate that I missed last week, due to me be feeling under the weather, but I was glad that I was able to feel a lot better this week. I'm glad I was able to come back and talk sports with you fine gentlemen. And I just got to say one thing. T-minus 2 days. Bring on March Madness. I'm ready to see it. Let's go.
That's it.
Ready to see it.
Are you sure you're ready to see it?
Darn right, I'm ready to see it. I'm ready for it.
I hate to use this joke on here, but that's also what Steven's girl said.
Hey yo.
And just real quick, I also want to send out my condolences again to the family of Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, Kevin Nash, and all the people that Scott Hall has touched over the years and has been a mentor to over the years. My hearts and my condolences go out to his family and all of them.
All right, Joe, Randy.
Yeah, great show tonight, guys. Talking about everything but QB12. That third I kind of blotted out of my brain. But I can't wait for March Madness either. I'm watching the game that's on now is really good. It's coming down to the wire, so it's just like it always plays out. I can't wait to see all the games in the next couple of days, and then we'll go from there. But I just want to say, in the next couple of days, I hope the Raiders sign every single free agent, so no one else can have it. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. I don't want to hear it, Steven. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it at all. Everything
not shocked.
I just want to see, and I don't want to say NFL free agents. I want to say Raiders free agents. Everybody, every other guy that's out there is all going to go to Vegas. Every single one. You across the board.
Man, Randy, you have such a pipe dream. Kevin, your final thoughts, buddy.
Man, it was a great show with you guys like always, and I'm ready like you guys are for the madness that is in March Madness, the NCAA basketball tournaments, and I'll be keeping my eyes open for the Deshaun Watson news that should be here breaking in about 24 to 48 hours. And if he goes to the fucking Carolina Panthers, I probably will be deleting everything, every platform on social media to say fuck that.
More than likely, it's going to break after we go off the air. So go figure.
I'm protesting, but anyway, and I also, like Joey said, I want to again send my condolences to Scott Hall, to his family, and Kevin Nash and his close friends and brothers that he's made over the years. I want to send my condolences, and on a good note, I also want to send my blood pressure medicine to any Laker fan because I know you fuckers need it right now. I know you're about that close away from a stroke, so I'm going to send you my blood pressure medicine, and you can thank me later. That's all I got.
Wow.
I don't even know how I can top that. That was bravo, sir. Bravo. You know what? Real quick, I think Kevin should be the head doctor of the Lakers because he would be.
I ain't trying to treat 30,000 people and then watch Kobe Bryant rolling over in his grave watching this crap.
Hey, at least you'll be a better doctor than the doctor that treated Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That is true.
That was you, wasn't Kevin?
But in all seriousness, guys, what a great show with you guys tonight, as always. And once again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family, the friends of Scott Hall. Man, just Hall of Fame career, great wrestler, great on the mic, the charisma, the swagger, everything about Scott will be missed, and most of all will live in our hearts for the rest of our lives and for years to come, in the hearts of fans for generations to come. Because just his presence in the ring, his presence in the locker room, just the way he carried himself, the way that he wanted to make the boys better. It didn't matter who he was wrestling. He wanted to make his opponent in the ring look good. That's the most important thing about being a great professional wrestler. So not only are you good in the ring, but how good can you mesh with your opponent in the ring? And it's been a real rough last couple of days. And it's just and that quote of him at the Hall of Fame. I mean, just what a great quote. I mean,
That's it.
Just nothing beats that quote. That's a hell of a quote by a hell of a man. And Godspeed and God bless Scott Hall. I mean, just what a hell of a week it's been, and looking forward to Dynamite tomorrow night, and hope to God that Thunder Rosa dethrones Dr. Britt Baker for the AEW Women's Championship in her hometown in a steel cage. And it's going to be another wild week in wrestling. And like I just said, Watson probably goes to Carolina probably a few hours or a day after we go off the air. Kevin's gonna be pulling the rest of his hair out, for God's sakes. But in all seriousness, great show with you guys.
Yes.
And you can follow us on social media, on Twitter at ON_sports show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show. Follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere else is at The Nation's Corner. And just hell of a week to come in wrestling and in sports. And looking forward to next week's show and talking about the brackets that will be busted, and more NFL free agent signings and trades, and who knows what the hell else is going to happen in the world of sports and professional wrestling this week. So, it's going to be an awesome rest of the week. So, and on that note, Ezra, wrap this show up, my friend.
Hang on just 1 second. I want to add in something real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This upcoming Saturday is going to be a very special person's birthday, and that is my wife. She is turning the big 2-4 on Saturday. So everybody wish a happy early birthday to my wife.
Happy birthday, yes.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Yes.
birthday. Happy birthday. Hey, but happy birthday. By the way, you could have done better.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, damn.
Come on, man. What the hell? No way.
Fire tonight.
Not by all the money in the world. Not a chance.
I know,
I
brother.
don't remember what 24. I don't remember 24. It's been a long time. But happy birthday to you. And have a great day.
I don't remember 24 because I was drunk.
Damn.
Anyway, Ezra, close us out, my friend.
Peace out, folks.
Absolutely, guys. It was an awesome show. Thank you guys for the input. It was great covering all the things in sports. We were able to cover every topic. Thank you for those who were watched. Thank you to those who with us in the chat. William Giron, thank you once again. Happy birthday. It's been a crazy week, and we can't wait to be back with you next week. Don't forget to follow also my cosplay group, Too Sweet Cosplay, at Too Sweet Cosplay across all socials. Follow the sports show at ON_sports show. And find us on Facebook and YouTube as well, where we are live. And then, of course, as Steven said, condolences to the family, friends of the late, great Scott Hall. And that quote that he said at the Hall of Fame is more than true about it. That is that hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. You will be missed. And that is it for the show. Thank you guys once again. For Stephen Wyand, for Joe Thornton, for Randy Giron, and for Kevin Rorie, I am Ezra Vickery, and we will see you next week for another great edition of our Nation Sports Show. Take care, everybody. and have a great weekend. Peace.
Turn here.